sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready. No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. But today, it does not make a lick of sense. No, it doesn't. Oh, the world has gone mad. Yes, it has. Sorry. Senate and House are in committees on Trump's nominees. We're almost into February. And still nothing. Democrats are boycotting a committee vote on Health and Treasury nominees, both of them. What's friggin' new with Democrats? When aren't they boycotting something? Seriously, they're worse than little kids throwing hissy fits. It's more than just politics now. It's interfering. It's interference with the running of our government. And they sit back and think it's funny. They're refusing and boycotting because they have more questions. No, they're playing games. They think they're trying to score political points, what it comes down to. They're just trying to score political points. In my opinion, they're pissing off the American people, and they're on the way to losing 2018 big time. They're doing more that's pissing the people off. The American people are not as dumb and gullible as they think. And yet they continue with their idiocy. It looks like they're waiting a committee vote on Sessions. Then we have to wait for the Senate. And what's even funny to show the hypocrisy and just how much the Democrat Party is being obstructionist. I hate using that term. Trump hasn't even announced who his pick for Supreme Court is. And the Democrats say no matter what, they're going to filibuster it. No matter what. Sounds pretty childish to me. Sounds like they're just out to block anything of Trump's administration, no matter what. Sounds to me like liberals are crying. I swear these liberals are worse than a 5-year-old. And this all revolves around that shit show that happened last night. And we'll talk more later, but Trump fired the temporary acting attorney general. Of course, Democrats are up in arms. No matter, the guy could go take a piss and they'd be up in arms if they figured it would be politically plausible to them. They are going to cry about anything and everything. And the Democrats love these polls, and the polls are showing they're backing Trump. And what's funny is Trump's just going along and doing his job and doesn't give a rat's ass. It's not slowing him down. It's not changing his mind. Got to give the guy credit. He is under fire. And you know what? He's made some decision as a businessman. And I'm sure it didn't go over too good. And he just went and did his job and didn't care about the bullshit in the background. And that's what he's doing here. It's... I don't know. You know, the Democrats can't be this stupid. They can't actually think all of this rhetoric is going to work. Their own numbers show a decline in their party on the moderate. And they don't seem to care. They don't give a shit about the middle America, and they keep proving it. All right, let's take a look. New York City Mayor de Blasio came out and said it's okay to shield illegal alien who get caught for driving while intoxicated. That's fine. We'll shield you. Hey, U.S. citizens, we're going to bend you over and ruin your life. It's I'm at a loss that holy shit, snowing in New York right now, looks like. And let's put the liberals. Oh, my God. I never seen people so happy, so giddy that a white person shot up a mosque. I mean, they are giddy with joy. I don't care who shot it up. I love it. I got a woman. Well, my safe space was mosh, but some white Christian ruined that for me. One fucking shooting, and oh my God, it's the end of the world. We've had these extreme terrorist Muslims shooting us in the malls, shooting us in the streets, and the Democrat, oh, that's nothing. Yeah, marches in Quebec City. Solidarity. One fucking shooting. Guy should be lambasted. He should be put to death for what he did. There's no excuse. No excuse. But that's also, it's going the other way where they think they have this big moral high ground because of one shooting. You got to be joking. And I love that. I was in so many discussions last night. So I got one of my Twitter words. But I didn't start it. I did not start it. This woman decides she's going to jump all over me and attack me for my comments. That's fine. We'll have a discussion. Of course, it wasn't going her way, so she tried the insulting. Of course, that didn't work with me. So then, one of her last comments is she told me I had a small penis. Which my reply was basically, maybe. But it's more than enough to part your lips. Which then got me blocked and all her comments deleted. Now that, and yes, I do know they were deleted because I do have multiple accounts. I wanted to get a screenshot of her saying that. And she deleted everything. She deleted everything. That just made me laugh. Because I wouldn't bow down. And we got, and she's the one, my safe space was a mosque. Well, that's not the answer. These liberals, they protect the terrorists. They protect illegal alien criminals. They spend your hard-earned money to protect criminals. But God forbid, if we step over the line, Mayor de Blasio would throw us in jail faster than anything and throw away the key. De Blasio's playing this game. He's trying to get on the good side of the Democrats so that they don't run someone like Hillary Clinton against him. Even though he has his own issues. Going back to Trump real quick. I kind of laugh because we know that they're trying to set Trump up for failure. But they say how bad his picks are. They should say their piece that they're against these picks. They're going to allow him to go through. And that's going to cause Trump to fail. We're going to let him fail in front of the people. But no, because they know these are the best possible people for the job. They know the people will fall in love with Trump and his administration and pretty much say F you to the Democrats, which I already think is coming. Especially when you sit there and you have someone like de Blasio shielding criminals. Damn it, I got a little frog in my throat. It's absolutely ridiculous what's going on. I'm amazed that and it's not the first one. We got mayors around this country trying to say, we're going to be sanctuary cities. We're going to shield criminals. Only illegal aliens are they going to shield. They're shielding them from committing crimes, from misdemeanors to felonies. They've shielded murderers. But God forbid if an American steps out of line to go to the old expression, it seems the Americans are the ugly stepchild. We got to scrub the floors while the sisters get treated to the ball. That's exactly what's going on. We're getting treated like shit. Told to do all the work. But yet, I don't know. I say this, it's cold outside today. It was cold last night. And thank God for global warming. Thank God for it. I mean, it got down to 40-some degrees here in Florida last night. Think if it wasn't for global warming, we would have been like minus 400. We would have been an ice cube if it wasn't for global warming. According to them, if it wasn't, global warming's causing these extreme temperatures, we're hotter than the sun. The rhetoric that goes on. It's these countries that have more extreme laws on the books for illegal aliens, chastising us for wanting to enforce our soft immigration laws. That's what really makes me laugh. It really does. All right, it's that time. It's the time of the season. I can't sing today. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com, and we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense Show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. We're going to take a little trip down memory lane. And we're going to take a little trip back to 1975. Vietnam War is ending. Communism's won. Those who supported and helped the Americans during the Vietnam War are trying to come to America as refugees. But wait a minute. The Democrats refused to accept any Vietnamese refugees as South Vietnam was falling to communism. They even opposed orphans. The group was led by a person who is now the governor of California, Jerry Brown, and included such liberals as Delaware's Democrat at the time, Mr. Vice President Joe Biden, and New York Congresswoman Elizabeth Holtzman. They all refused to allow children, refugee children, sorry, it's the best I could do for fake crying, to come in this country it's absolutely ridiculous. You would think that the Democrats, I mean, what we hear today is, oh my God. They fought tooth and nail, as they've done several times, because it did not fit their political careers at the time. It's the only reason they're doing it now. This has nothing to do with anything. I love it now. They're saying the executive orders were not worked out with appropriate agencies. Except it was. Oh, I didn't know that. This is Jerry Brown's second stunt. As governor. He was governor back in the 70s. I did not know that. At the age of 36. Hold on. Dropping stuff and knocking stuff over. So, yeah, as governor at the time, that shocks me. He blocked it. I mean, they were true refugees running from. I look at the disgusting things the North Vietnamese did during the war. What were they going to do to the people that opposed them? I mean, damn. I don't know. I just don't. And the woman on Fox that's running her mouth right now is the same woman who said we can't win war against ISIS by killing them. We need to find them jobs. So excuse me if I don't listen to your opinion on the whole acting attorney general getting fired. And we're going to get to that momentarily. Oh, yes, we are. Memory lane, it's just, I know that one's a little distance away and parties changed from then. But I was set in a little mood here of, I know I got off track there big time. We're set in a little mood of the Democrat Party. You know, even underneath trying times such as end of a war that we couldn't, well, we won several times, but damn Democrat. What's funny with the Vietnam War is Democrats started that war and then cried about the war as soon as it was unpopular. That was one of the first times they learned that if they bow down to the pressure. Oh, I mean, they probably learned before. I'm just in modern times. And it's funny because one of Joe Biden's excuses when he tried to put that refugee bill to stop refugees from coming in was that the White House had not informed Congress adequately. You know, have you ever noticed when the Senate fucks up, it's immediately everybody else's fault? They weren't given enough information. Well, the information is usually out there. It boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. So now let's kind of come back forward. Let's come back forward. And we're going to go to 2015. And here, let me play some audio for you. This is going to be Chuck Schumer, Senate Minority Leader. Chuck Schumer.
Listen closely to what Chuck Schumer said to a gaggle of us reporters when we were sort of pressing him on whether legislation like this might pass.
Well, a pause maybe. We're waiting for the briefing tomorrow. Pause may be necessary. Pause may be necessary.
Legislation like this might pass.
Well, a pause maybe. We're waiting for the briefing tomorrow. Pause may be necessary.
Pass.
Well, a pause maybe. We're waiting for the briefing tomorrow. Pause may be necessary. Pause may be necessary.
A pause may be necessary. He even tweeted it. He tweeted it out. And now, all of a sudden, it's, oh my God. How dare we? Because it wasn't their idea. That's why. It doesn't benefit them, so they're going to whine, they're going to cry. And I think this was set up. They set this up to cause issues in case of a Republican president. Did you notice Obama was out there yipping his mouth yesterday? Republicans gave him respect even when his popularity amongst many were not there. Bush stayed out of it. It's I'm looking at it. There was, I'm not getting everything, but an attempted suicide bombing on a U.S. naval ship. It's dangerous times we live in. Democrats care more about trying to score political points and kiss the ass of the next minority group than they do about doing their jobs and protecting American people. Right now, it seems I got C-SPAN on one of my computers and the Education and Secretary confirmation, and it seems that the Democrats are being called out for their obstructionism, and because they confirmed like 2 or 3 nominees, oh, we're not obstructing. They've been asking questions for days upon days upon days, but yet they have more questions. Oh, he's getting laughs, so he's going to really push it. Al Franken. It's the only thing the Democrats are doing is trying to throw landmines in the way of Trump. That's it. They've lost election after election, and they don't give me this popular vote crap because I'm really tired of that one. You want to talk about numbers? 30 states voted for Trump. 30 states to Hillary's 20 states. Several states that were Democrat for years voted for a Republican president. So don't tell me that the majority of the country wants this progressive liberalism. Because I can look at the numbers and come up with proof. The electoral, he won. He won 30 states. I believe that would be a supermajority, wouldn't it? You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com. And we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. So I'm watching the confirmation hearing for Attorney General. And the rhetoric that's going on. Oh, my God. Okay, so the acting Attorney General can be fired. But if I'm correct, an appointed Attorney General just cannot be fired by the President. So they're asking questions that are just bullshit. Number one, all right, we're going to dive into this. I still had some memory lane to go down. Let's go down memory lane and because we're to 2011. And for those that haven't looked at these orders, Trump has halted immigrants and non-immigrants from Syria, Somalia, Sudan, Libya, Yemen, Iran, and Iraq only one of those countries breaks the top 10 in Muslim populations. And that's Iran at number 6. I believe they are. So this is not a Muslim ban. Because there's Christians. Christian families that have gotten turned away. It is... Oh, I love that I got lambasted for saying that last night. On Twitter. Oh, I got lambasted. Because I pointed out it is not a Muslim ban. There is everybody getting turned away. Those pesky little facts. But in 2011, see, the difference is Trump comes out, and when he does these executive orders, he comes out. He doesn't send out lackeys to tell you what the executive orders were about. He comes out, explains them, tells you what's in them, tells you why he's doing it, and signs it in front of the world. Now, President Obama in 2011 did all this in secrecy. He did it in secrecy. He didn't let anybody know that he was banning any and all immigration from Iraq. But of course, it was different. It was different. Because they say it's different. I never seen a bunch of the Democrats are crying away about conflict of interest, but they were sticking up for Hillary and saying there was no issue with her selling access through the Clinton Foundation. And to prove our point, how she was selling access through Clinton Foundation, a couple of the sections of the Clinton Foundation are shutting down. Why? Because they're not getting the influx of information and money. Because there's no power to sell. No access to sell. Who wants to come talk to the loser? But in 2011, Obama did this exact same thing, and he kept it a secret. And to be truthful, these 7 countries that Trump has halted a 3-month ban, as opposed to the 6-month ban that Obama did, is he came out and he did it in the public. And these numbers, these countries were actually picked by the Obama administration. They were picked by the Obama administration. You'll see in another week where they'll start retracting. The Democrat media will retract a lot of their statements in silence. CNN has corrected about the size of the inauguration for Trump. They did it very quietly, so that when they get called out on being fake news, oh no, we did issue about a week later that the size wasn't what we originally, it was misinformation at the time, and we corrected it, even though you didn't publicly come out and say, hey, you know what, we screwed up. They do that all the time. They hide the information God, Richard Blumenthal, Senator Blumenthal's up there. He's still speaking this whole time. And that man was caught in so many strange emails with Hillary Clinton. And he wants to talk about ethics and morals. Oh, my God. Even some of the liberal media, some of them, they've had the actual morals to agree that this is being hypocritical. Just the Democrat Party. Some of these liberal-leaning newspapers or even, it's funny, they'll point it out and chastise quietly, but then all of a sudden, oh, how can we spin this into the Democrat way? I see it all the time, even on CNN and MSNBC. They'll initially report the facts and talk about how this might be hypocritical of the Democrats. And then once they had time to get their little think tanks for a way to spin it, they start spinning it for the Democrat direction. Someone explain that to me. Oh, I guess Democrats think something was funny. There's an issue with the mic, and he said, adjusting his mic, that he could start over. They're trying to, and of course, they're going to the tired old isms and phobias, and except now they don't say those words anymore. They insinuate that, especially as they're talking about Senator Sessions. They insinuate it. Let's talk about how they say this is a Muslim ban. A Muslim ban that exempts 87% of Muslims. 87% of the Muslim population. 1.6 billion Muslims are not affected by the temporary withhold visas from citizens of 7 Middle Eastern countries. And those countries are some of the hotbeds for terrorism, whether it's financing, whether it's training, whether it's harboring. And I don't know what the Democrats can't get through their heads. ISIS came out and said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cause a mass exodus in Syria. Then we're going to put our people in there. We don't know how many of these ISIS members are mixed in with the refugees right now. Doesn't mean that they're acting right now. Doesn't mean they will act. But they might be radicalizing people, spreading their rhetoric. Now let's look at the numbers, because they say this is a Muslim ban. 1.6 billion are not affected. 199.4 million are. That's only 13%. 13% are affected by this. Seems that there is no ban, and it's just a bunch of rhetoric from the left. Iran has been a hotbed of terrorism. That's one of the reasons we lit up the sanctions, because they would open up and stop training terrorism. These visa blocks do not touch upon the 6 largest Muslim populations: Indonesia, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, and Egypt. And yes, I do know they can travel to different countries, these terrorists, and go out through there. You know what? Why should we stop people from drinking and driving? Because, well, they can find ways around the law. Why should we stop robbery? People could find a way around those laws. We're not saying it's going to stop 100%, but it's going to interfere and make it more difficult on them. Hell, the way the Democrats are going, I'm surprised they haven't invited ISIS over here to make it easier for them. And Iran, I'm sorry, I thought they were number 7. They've dropped down to, or I thought they were number 6. They dropped down in population to number 7. And again, it does not apply for 8, 9, and 10 of Turkey, Algeria, and Morocco. Don't you hate when you almost got to sneeze and then it goes away? All that order pretty much does at this time is designate 3 of these countries state sponsor of terrorism: Iran, Sudan, and Syria, and 4 of them, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen, as countries of concern. That's what these orders do. And under U.S. Code 1182, very, very long code. Very long code. But go through that. President has the right to pick, for whatever reason, he chooses, allows him to stop entry into this country. All right, after this break, we are going to get into the big news that dropped last night. The firing of acting Attorney General, what was her name? Sally Yates. All right, you've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless, or at least attempt to. It is going to be a long 4 years with they're going to fight every step of the way, no matter what. it's... It's a travesty in this country. It really has nothing to do with the American people. It has to do with trying to make brownie points. They think this is going to get them back in control. So let's get to the nuts and bolts of this. Donald Trump has fired Acting Attorney General Sally Yates, a leftover from Obama's administration, because the Democrats are dragging their goddamn feet on votes, doing everything to obstruct and delay Trump's cabinet. And through all that delay, it has caused Sorry, I was just watching a FedEx driver got out. These scumbags of so-called protesters are setting the American flag on fire, and he got out with a fire extinguisher, put it out, and took the flag from them. I find it funny. But to show how much of partisan, I'm going to play something again, and I just found it, and it's comparing two things. All right.
Part of what makes it so important to have someone who is independent.
Sorry. That was real quick, something was just posted. So, week 1 of Bill Clinton's administration, 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, 13 of Bill Clinton's appointees were voted and approved. The first week, 10 of Obama were approved. Second week, 1. First week of Donald Trump, 2. Second week, 1. Who's the party obstruction? Yeah. You can come up with all the rhetoric you want. But let's go to Chuck Schumer.
Refugee has to be vetted, and they have to make sure that there is no connection whatsoever with terrorism. If there is even a doubt, they should not be admitted. Every refugee has to be vetted. If there is even a doubt, they should not be admitted.
This executive order.
This executive order. This is in just the other day in 2017.
Was mean-spirited and un-American.
I'm going to play that one more time.
Every refugee has to be vetted, and they have to make sure that there is no connection whatsoever with terrorism. If there is even a doubt, they should not be admitted. Every refugee has to be vetted. If there is even a doubt, they should not be admitted.
This executive order.
I got to get the fake tears going.
Was mean-spirited and un-American.
It was mean-spirited. It hurt my feelings. Yeah, that really hasn't gotten it anywhere. So back on track. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer issued a statement saying that Yates, an Obama administration appointee, had betrayed the Department of Justice by refusing to enforce Trump's order, which are legal, are constitutional. Miss Yates was weak on the borders and very weak on illegal immigration. And if you don't think this was a political stunt by the Democrats, you have not been paying attention. It is... This is a political ploy to try to... The Democrats are fucking with the American citizens, messing up the American government because they lost the election. I mean, there's no other way to talk about it. This is what they did. They caused this goddamn mess. Those orders which then the acting attorney general gave orders to the Justice Department not to defend immigration orders. She then wrote, or her statement through the Huffington Post, on January 27, 2017, the president signed an executive order regarding immigration refugees from certain Muslim-majority countries. The order now has been challenged in a number of jurisdictions. So her idea is because it was challenged by a couple of states, they can't defend it. It's how about Obama's executive orders on amnesty? And if you remember, I forget how many states filed lawsuit. Hello, Kel. And they wanted to go forward, the Justice Department, with enacting those executive orders. Democrats are getting chastised inside the Jeff Sessions committee. It's what the heck? Oh, that's all right. And she even admits, Sally Yates admitted that the executive orders cleared the review of Office of Legal Counsel. But then she starts making her own. She starts making up, well, there were statements made by this administration that I took into account. So the discussions have stopped because technically they don't have a quorum. Oh, what's funny is it's a Democrat trying to speak, and the Democrats just stopped it because they have 6 senators, not 7. Which I understand, Robert Rules of Order need to be followed and all that. I don't understand why these senators who say it's so important, why they aren't in there, both sides. It's getting ridiculous. Our country's turning into a huge shit show. I compare our American government, led by the Democrats, as a monkey fucking a football that's all greased up. And that's what's going on. And this Sally Fields is just another charade by the Democrats. It is not the job of the Attorney General to pick and choose what laws she or he will enforce. Their job is to enforce the goddamn law. That is their job. They don't get to pick. I know for the last year, that's what we had in attorney generals that picked and choose which laws they were going to enforce. And by her own admission, the Office of Legal Counsel the OLC review is limited to the narrow question of whether, in OLC's view, a proposed executive order is lawful, a.k.a. constitutional. Damn, that was perfect timing. I don't know if everybody heard the little... What I got is a little timer just to remind me on breaks and so forth. It's my virtual producer that yells at me. And what they're attacking Jeff Sessions over in delaying his confirmation is because he upheld the laws that were on the book, whether he agreed with them or not, because that is the job as an attorney general. Oh, wow. 15,000 people are talking with hashtag Stop President Bannon. Oh, God, these whiny bitches. It just, oh. I didn't hear him complaining about Valerie Jarrett pulling the strings of Obama. Oh, time and time again there was. And then I hear ACLU, ACLU. ACLU is not the law of the land. Enough. If you guys think that Trump is going to fall flat on his face, let him. I don't know how many ways I could put it. Just because they say, because it is against what they're standing for at this moment, because just a year ago, Chuck Schumer was for all this. Now he's against it. It changes daily. Whatever the hot topic is, that's what the Democrats will back. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. I'm amazed at this. Is nothing. Sally Yates standing up was nothing more than a political ploy to cause issues. The woman was used politically. Only in Canada, Kel. Only in Canada. There's an article of a guy, the weather is bad when you find a moose in your basement. So, Kel, tell me, what news are you getting out of the mosque shooting? Because now I'm hearing it's a white nationalist, Trump supporter. And sides are so quick to point faults in other people. Yeah, I want to point out, because I got jumped on last night on Twitter because someone was jumping that it was a white guy, it's a white guy, it's a white guy, racist white people. And I pointed out the news that's being reported, it's a Muslim. The initial reports was there was a Muslim detained. Oh, it happened in Idaho. Shit, my bad, Cal. My bad. Yes, the moose was a border jumper. He came in illegally from Canada. And he was smuggling maple syrup. But I never seen so many people. I know this is a side note. Sorry. But that I saw these people there was ecstatic when the news is now reporting that it was a white guy. I don't care who did it. Murdering of people like that is deplorable. It's disgusting. And I'm not even going to judge on who this guy is till all the facts come out. Especially when it comes to these, and I pissed that lady off even more. Because she talked about how her mosque was her safe space. I said, yeah, you got to watch out those mosques getting burned down by its own members. Oh, did that flip her out. I'm disgusting. I'm vile for pointing out that multiple mosques have been burned down by their own people to create a false pity for them. And Cal, you missed it. The last tweet I got from this woman was, I have a small penis. To which I replied, maybe, but it's more enough to part your lips, which then got me blocked. And I guess for whatever reason, she deleted all her comments. So I would have not have gone that route, but she wanted to try to be vulgar and try to insult me. And you know what? I used to have a saying at a bar during my days of being single. Tell a woman you're small, and you never disappoint. And I'd always have the girls going, no, you're not. Nope, I'm small. Well, let's go find out. It was actually a good pickup line. And then, like I said, you tell them you're small, you never disappoint. But if you want to sit there and insult over the internet and you think you're going to offend me, hey, you know what? I'm getting old. I'm getting fat. Because I'm getting fat, yeah, it's going shrinky-dink time. I don't care. It's how life goes. I'm not offended about that stuff. Who gives a shit? That's your opinion. If I got offended for everybody's opinion of me, holy shit. I would have got offended at my mom the other day because she couldn't believe I let my daughter at 13 get 2 purple streaks in her hair. I'm like, did you people forget who I am and who I was as a kid? I've been rebelling against everything almost my whole life. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And then I find it funny because it happens so many times. These liberals come attacking. They think they're big and bad, and then they go running and hiding behind block. Like a little child. And I know it's bad when you have someone that has to delete their comments. And the trolls are out big time. George Soros trolls were out big time last night. Oh, I had a better pickup line also, Kel. That really worked all the time. And it was simple. Have a woman come up, what's your name? God. They'd walk away, laugh, and come back. Well, why do you call yourself God? No, that's what you're going to be screaming after the first date. Oh, God, oh, God. They'll laugh and walk away. By the end of the night, they're coming. I've got to find out if that's true. I was good at psychological games. I'm able to see through the charade and bullshit. Because the tactics that the liberals are using are so simple-minded tactics that I think even a 5-year-old can figure out their tactics. The propaganda they're pushing. But then again, I can't say that because they're God know how many. Well, I got called a sheep, so I referred to the Democrats last night as lemming. Sheeps may follow, but lemmings jump off cliffs. Said it, I try to tone it down for the show. I really do, because I know I got people they may be listening at work or something like that, and they don't need me espousing a lot of bullshit. So I kind of tone it down. Oh Lord, Juan Williams is on the outnumbered. That man just. It's funny how these hearings are just dragged on with nothing being said. It's absolutely... I'm amazed. Absolutely amazed. It's... I love how they try their tactics. They tried tying Trump recently to being an anti-Semite, that he was a Holocaust denier. All this other shit. Try as you might, it's ending in failure. Schumer tried the crying bit over the act. Now he's going on to, it makes the country less safe. It's going to cause more attacks. So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. If we talk about ISIS terrorism, if we talk about protecting our country, it's going to cause more attacks. We've ignored them, which has caused attacks. It's absolutely a joke. All they want to do is cause problems. And I can't say it enough. I know I've said it so many times today, but it's all they're doing. They're out to cause issues to cause issues. And she admitted and she refused orders that even her own department found legal. And a buddy of mine got in a discussion. He was trying to look up the interpretations of the immigration laws and all that. And I had put some political stuff, and he was like, listen, I'm only worried about the interpretation of the law. And I told him that's the problem right there. Your wording says it all. Interpretation. And the laws are written so confusing as to create the ability for attorneys to create their own interpretation. And that's what's going to happen with most of all these laws. They're not black and white. They're very vague and roundabout to create interpretations. And I can interpret it one way. You can interpret it another. Doesn't mean either side is wrong. And that's the problem we're having. And that's the problem I have with lawyers. They do it on purpose. I've had lawyers tell me they purposely have these laws written like that so that it leaves the ability for interpretation to go different ways, according to who's doing the argument and how the argument's going. And my buddy even turned around and said, you know what, you got a point on that. And there's going to really be no answer, black or white answer. Because a lot of us in real life deal with black and white answers where attorneys love to live in that gray area. And I had my father-in-law explain that to me one time about the interpretation. He still thinks his interpretation is the only right way. And every attorney feels that way. Their interpretation is the only interpretation. There's disagreeing with the president as Attorney General and showing that there's illegality to executive order, which would have been shown, well, I can't say that because Obama went with executive orders that have been shown to be unconstitutional. And we'll find out. What's funny is it'll take longer for it to run through court than the actual temporary ban would last. These temporary bans are a 3-month ban, and it also allows the Trump administration to look through the vetting process and come up with maybe some better ways to vet these people. And the problem that the left has, they can't get it through their goddamn thick skulls. There's no real way to vet these people. They ignore the fact that Obama's own intelligence community came out and said, there's no way we can really vet these people. There's nothing to check on it. They're not even allowed to look at their social media, which is public domain. Listen, we got our final break. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. And breaking news from the Associated Press, liberals' heads are exploding. The Senate committee approved Devros for Education Secretary, sending it to the nomination to the full Senate. If you listen very quietly, you can hear their heads exploding. Oh my God, the lefts are freaking out. They're freaking out about every little thing. I mean, they're going to have heart attacks as much as they're freaking out about every little goddamn thing. Everything. Hey, Trump went to the bathroom today. Oh my God, it's unconstitutional. It's un-American. How dare he go to the bathroom? Trump said hi to his Secret Service. How dare he? Oh, that's un-American. That's unconstitutional. Every little thing that we got to protest. We got to riot. Yes, senators are elected. In fact, we have a nice little election coming in 2018 for a Senate. 23 Democrats are up for election. 12 of them are in a state that Trump won. And what is it? We only need to flip 8 or 9 seats to get supermajority of the Senate for the Republicans. So this little tantrum that the Democrats are throwing and going further down that rabbit hole, it keep going down that rabbit hole. It's the same rabbit hole they've been going down for the last 8 years, and the same rabbit hole that has cost them election after election after election after election. They're going to hand supermajority. We have it in the House. They're going to hand it to the Senate. And then what are they going to cry about? Because they are the ones that are doing it to themselves. Chuck Woolery just posted a meme that says, "Oh, look, another pissed off liberal." This is funny. I see liberals are pushing more lies. It's unbelievable that. Well, you see, senators used to be appointed in the United States. The House is the people of the or the representative of the people. The House is, and then the Senate was supposed to be appointed by the states, not voted on, appointed. The problem with that, then you get a lot of bipartisan, so they had the people voting in the senators. But the senators, from, if I got this right, are supposed to be the representative of the country, where the House is representative of the people. Or, excuse me, the Senate is representative of their states. That's not the way it works anymore. I don't know which system is better. I can see pros and cons on both sides. Okay. So, scared the shit out of me. That didn't make sense. This person's arguing about that the Trump people are just blindly following. So I put, as opposed to the Democrat lemmings parroting talking points, the argument goes both ways. Both sides can be said that they're blindly following whoever they're listening to. I just got Vio con Dios, Mr. Jersey Joe. He's not being disrespectful, so I'm going to leave it as is. But I was just pointing out, hey, there is... Both sides do this. And to sit there and try to take a moral high ground on it. U.S. Senate confirms Chayos as Transportation Secretary. Seems things are possibly getting a little... They're approving the lower stuff and dragging their feet on the bigger stuff so they can cause more problems. And I'm sorry, you don't show up for these committees, you should be removed from those committees. It's absolutely ridiculous what they're doing. I think these goddamn House members and senators should have to be in their respective buildings and chambers when it's open. This running in and out is bullshit. That's not your job. Your job is to be there. These committees and everything else can go on when they're not actually in session. Oh my God, this is... Let's see how bad we can drag our feet. Oh, look, there's women with pink outfits on. These protesters are absolutely appalling. Our government is turning into one huge joke. As I said, it is a monkey fucking a football. A question was asked on Sackheads last Wednesday. Do we have people that could write a new constitution? Anybody could write a new constitution. Do we have people that could write a constitution? The question is, could we get one passed? And no. Our country is too divided. It's kind of, I hate to say it, it's too big. You got too many people, too many differing opinions. To come together on a consensus would be maybe too hard. I know I'm probably wrong, but hey, that's my opinion. I don't think we can get a new constitution through. I'm still laughing, and none of what he's done has changed laws like Obama tried. The only thing he's saying is we're going to enforce these laws. We're going to delay some immigration so we can look at our rules for vetting. And that's what this big dust up. So LGBT against Islamophobia. And someone tweeted, if they want to throw you off a roof, it's not a phobia. Be afraid. I don't understand some of this. It's confusing. I don't have all the answers. We have a attorney general that I agree. Well, and it seems weird gays sticking up for Muslims, and it's sticking up for the ones that want to kill them. I don't. I don't think I've ever seen a black person sticking up for the KKK. And the one thing, real quick, I know we're getting towards the end of the show, that the Democrats aren't looking at. 57% of the country supports a temporary ban on refugees from terror-exporting countries. That's a strong majority. Nearly 2/3 of the voters want the U.S. government to halt refugee resettlement until better controls to screen foreigners can be implemented. Yeah, car can go fuck itself. Or, excuse me, care. Car. How the fuck did I come up with car? Care can go fuck itself. Races of the races. What's this? Something about... Let me see what this is. I'm going to play a little clip. Not that clip. Here we go.
Greetings from the great state of Indiana. I'm Congressman Andre Carson. Not only do I represent Indiana's 7th Congressional District very proudly, but I happen to be a Muslim and a former police officer. Greetings from the great state of Indiana. I'm Congressman Andre Carson.
Oh, Nancy Pelosi's telling the guy, tell them you're Muslim, tell them you're Muslim. Now, I wonder if he actually is Muslim. Because if he was, why would he need Nancy Pelosi to tell him? I'm not impressed by what's going on. I really am not. But that is all the time that I have. I'll be back tomorrow. Same Reaver time, same Reaver channel, right here on SHR Media and HP Daily News. Have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.